Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me Isabel here with my manga log for the last week. So caveat, if you're watching this, obviously I am a host of 30 and 30 and I am going for a kind of bonkers number. I'm attempting to hit 90 and 30. We're not on track fully yet, but we're very close to being on track, to the point at which I feel like, depending on how today goes, I could be on track today and or by tomorrow very easily. And then staying on track will be much easier for me, obviously, long term. This last week was a really successful reading week for me as far as manga goes. I read a total of 23 volumes. So that was a win. I kind of had a series in my back pocket that we'll talk about in a minute that I knew I needed to catch up on, and it was just a matter of when, not if. It was literally a when am I going to do this versus a, if I was going to, because I knew that as soon as I started, I would not stop until I was caught up, and that is exactly what happened, and there's some reasoning behind how I'm counting it. But currently, those 23 volumes put me at 40 out of 90. As of today, the 16th, I should be at 48 volumes, so that feels good. Like 8 volumes is very manageable to me in a day. So yeah, if I read 5 volumes today and 6 volumes, or 5 or 6 today and 5 or 6 tomorrow, I'm caught up. If I read 8 today, I'm caught up. Wherever I land by the end of today, we're in good shape. Because we've officially hit 40, and honestly now 90 feels a little less far away. I was a little concerned after my first week, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll link to that wrap up if you are interested. I am doing these every week during 30 and 30 because of how much I'm going to be reading. I just think it's the smartest way I can break down everything. So yeah, let's dive into all the volumes. I am going to keep this really high level and spoiler free because there's some stuff in here that I'm going to talk about that is pretty late in the series, so I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. First things first, I did read and get current on Cheeky Brat. So I read volume 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh god, we are not like that far in. I'm already dropping things. Anyways, 10 and then 11. I'm really enjoying this series. I had a moment in my reread where I was like, oh, I let too many of these build up. I don't know if I want to keep this series. But then by the time I read volume 11, honestly, I'm really happy I'm caught up and I'm excited to read volume 12 whenever that comes out. This is a very long shoujo series, I feel like. So often our shoujos are like 10, 12 volumes, and this is, I think we're a little over halfway now. So yeah, I think it's 20 some in Japan for this series. So I'm really excited to see where this goes, honestly. I've really enjoyed our rivalry between the two boys and our heroine going off to college, but also navigating like a relationship and all that stuff. He's only a year younger than her, so it's not like a weird age gap either. But yeah, I've really just enjoyed all of it. We had some great progress for the basketball teams in this one. I about said football. Nope, it is basketball. The basketball teams in this. And yeah, I've just really loved everything about it. It's been very fun to read. All of these were basically 4 stars for me. Like I said, I'm having a good time. This is a fun shoujo at the end of the day for me, and that's kind of all I need sometimes. So one of the things I told myself, like in my head, I don't know that I said it anywhere, is that I knew if I started to get behind, I would start picking up some digitals, so that's what's next. I did read Matcha Made in Heaven volume 8 and 9, and I've kind of been holding off on these for 30 and 30, and I'm so glad I did because these were freaking fantastic. I love that this is the josei about a tea maker, and he works for the family's farm while her brother writes, and she's run off from Tokyo because of a weird fiance she had, and they've become fake dating to real dating, confessions happening. It's very sweet. It's very cute. I really love it. There's some drama in the tea world stuff happening, which is also really fun to read, I feel like. It's one of those books that's like, it's just a little different than a lot of the other contemporary romances I'm reading in manga, so I'm just loving it. Like, they're so precious, and they're both just like trying to navigate liking each other. So I loved both of these volumes. They were easily 5 stars for me. I had a blast with them. Then I read the newest volume of Nina the Starry Bride, volume 13. What a volume. I am anxious and excited for the next volume in this series. I'm also nervous. Like, I continue to adore Nina the Starry Bride is one of my favorite fantasy mangas. If you like Game of the Dawn and you aren't reading Nina the Starry Bride, I don't know what you're doing. If you like fantasy manga, I don't know what you're doing. It is such an interesting setup, and it continues to deliver. I'm really excited. Whenever it's over, I think I will do a full reread of this entire series, honestly. That's how much I love it. Like, and volume 13 just continues to deliver, and now I'm sad because I have to wait for 14. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, and then taking 2 off my physical TBR with this one, I did get current on Jujutsu Kaisen. So I read volumes 22 and 23, and then all the way through chapter 2. So I've read all the way through 268. I'm going to read 269 today. This I counted. This ended up actually being volumes 22 through 28, And then I counted what I read digitally as 2 volumes because I'm going to be reading each chapter as it comes out each week. That's what ticked me into my over 30, honestly. But I basically started, I think I went to bed with 10 chapters left that night. It was on Spence with Shay. I literally went to bed with like 10 chapters left. And now I'm basically current and I don't even know what to tell you right now. If Jujutsu Kaisen appeals to you, absolutely read it. I do think it's a really fun series overall. I also think it's full of heartbreak, but also I still really enjoy it. I don't know. I really enjoy Jujutsu. Like, I don't tend to love shonens as an anime and written, like, to read. I usually watch my shonens, so I'm loving this. This for me, like Demon Slayer, I'm just really enjoying it, which is kind of surprising, but not. So yeah, I tend to watch shonens, not read them. You'll see me read a handful every year, but watching action, especially action shonens, is my favorite. But I have loved reading this, and I am nervous, I guess we'll say, for the least, because I already know, y'all. I know it's ending. I know it ends at the end of the month. So I don't know how, I guess we'll get the last chapter in this. I mean, we're like 3 chapters in. So 3 chapters in. We have like 4 chapters left. So I'm going to be reading them weekly on the Shonen Jump app and just counting the rest from 264-ish, I think. We're on as a volume. I'm guesstimating because we don't have mind up counts for the end of this series, but I'm hesitantly optimistic for how it's going to end. So there's that. I don't know. I gave all of these like 5 stars because I didn't even know. I didn't even know what to rate them, to be honest with you. I truly did not know. Then another thing I read that has me unwell is Yona of the Dawn Volume 42. I don't have words. I'm not okay. I will tell you that. I am not okay. I'm not okay. Don't read this one yet if you haven't. Honestly, if you have, I feel like 40 on, just wait. Just wait for now. Not okay. That's all I got. I am not okay. I literally immediately texted Shane. I was like, I'm not okay. Don't read this volume. That's where we're at. Then I read, here we'll do the singles, because mostly I read a ton of singles the last half of this week. So I did read volume 3 of Thigh High. This was fine. I had fun. Overall, I'm holding on to it because I'm going to reread the whole series in one go to see what I think. It's one I could see myself keeping and I could see myself unhauling. I'm just not really sure. Volume 3 had a cute conclusion though that kind of tied more of the plot together. So I feel like if I read all 3 in a row, I would see more of the plot through line for this series, but right now I'm kind of unsure, to say the least. Then I read volume 4 of The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. I continue to love this series. I think this is such a fun one. It really does a great job just showing their really slow burn romance and discussing their differences. Like, she is blind in this and can't see him, and he's invisible to people. So like, it's just a really interesting conversation happening and them figuring out how to like be together and what that looks like for them. Another just fantastic volume. Then I read Scattering His Virgin Bloom, volume 2, because I had this. I literally have just been grabbing things off my shelf that have been sitting here. That's kind of one of my goals. This was fine also. I am unhauling this 2-part series. I didn't hate it for an Omegaverse BL. It's just not exactly what I wanted. Plain and simple. It's not exactly what I wanted at the end of the day, and that's okay. Like, I think I could have used a little more plot, a little less sex, which is like not something I expected to be saying, but here I am. And it's not that it's bad, it's just not like my favorite thing ever. And I'm really, really trying to keep books that I love and would revisit when it comes to my manga collection, because if I don't, it's going to get out of hand really quickly. Really, really quickly. So this was interesting, to say the least. It's fine. And last but not least, I did read volumes 2 and 3. This is volume 2 and volume 3 of The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. This is really cute. I do think these are so thin. Like, do you see how thin these are? I think this is a really cute series. I cannot justify full price for these though. I will tell you that right now. I don't think I would ever pay full price for these because they're $12.99 and they're like 130 pages. But it's a really cute slice of life romance. So she keeps forgetting her glasses and he helps her, and of course he has a crush on her. And they're just really cutely navigating school together. And I don't know, it's really precious, but it's like $12.99 for such tiny volumes. I read these so fast, and even like I try to take my time with them and I still feel like I read them way too fast for their size. Very precious, very cute. I've continued to enjoy this a lot. I will definitely pick some more volumes up over time, but definitely something I'm prioritizing at a lower price than retail. Okay, that is everything I read this week. I have a nice stack picked out for this coming week. Here, I definitely am planning this coming week to dive into Queen's Quality. That is one series I would like to, if I don't get current, I would like to read at least like 10 plus volumes of during 30 and 30 because I did haul that huge stack of them last month. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Let me know how your 30 and 30 is going. Are you on track? Have you read anything in the last week that you like absolutely loved? Let me know in the comment. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me a glasses. We'll do a glasses emoji. Leave me a glasses emoji down below. And yeah, leave that emoji or let me know the answer to that question down there. I'll have links to all the manga I read down there for you, links to be my friend, anywhere on the internet that I am. And I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is